How's it going, guys? This is Jamie Lewis from DomainerElite.com. We're hanging out in my theater, and I'm working from home. I thought I'd make an awesome video today. It's a free video. Make sure to watch the entire thing. I'm going to reveal all the nuts and bolts of domain flipping, and we're going to talk about how you can make sure your auction takes off like a rocket. I'm talking about bids after bid. Everyone's flying in from everywhere, just bidding and bidding. They're just a total fight. It's like a battle. And that's what we want to turn your Flippa auction or your eBay auction or your Cedo auction or wherever you're promoting, wherever you're selling your domain. We want to make sure that it becomes warfare, all right? And this is how to do that. Step one, write an amazing listing. If you're selling it on GoDaddy auctions, then you're going to want to create a listing elsewhere promoting that auction, okay? We want to have some type of text, some type of information somewhere, making sure that people understand all of the benefits of that domain. I talked about that in an earlier video, but of course, we want to make sure that you get the description of the domain and the vision of what you could do with it. All right, we're talking about if it was like batteriesnow.com. It could be an amazing battery website where it has just every type of battery possible. It has vape batteries, Duracell batteries, drone batteries, whatever, right? So the description explains the vision. And then you're gonna have your stats. How many searches that the main keyword gets, the cost per click, and a lot of other cool things. If Esterbot says it's worth something, you put the appraisal in there. If there's related sales, which is very important, you include some examples of related sales, domains that are very similar to this domain. So that's the first step, is you make your listing amazing. We'll get into promotional methods in another video, but that brings us to the next fact. The next point that I'm going to make is very important to make sure your auction takes off. Promote the auction. You've written your listing and you've gone live. Well, now make sure that you promote the heck out of it. If it's on Flippa, get word that there's a Flippa auction. And Flippa's cool in the way that they'll give you a page, an actual URL where your auction is happening. So you take that URL, you copy and paste it, and you post it all over the place. You hit Facebook, you let your friends know. You hit Craigslist computer gigs section, you let the businessmen know. You do a YouTube video about it. The tags on the YouTube video are about the niche, and also add marketing tags as well so that marketers and webmasters are going to see your auction. Promote the heck out of that auction. I'm talking about just go all in, because I'll tell you one thing, a lot of these places offer all of these upgrades where you can purchase exposure for like $300 or something. If it's a great domain, go for it. But you know what? Money doesn't solve all your problems. If you do the work yourself, you save money. But sometimes, if it's too much work and it's the type of work that you could have hired someone else to do it and they would do it much faster, that time that you would have spent, it might be worth it for you to hire someone. So it can go both ways. You have to be able to decide, is it going to cost me more money by working 4 hours doing it myself? Or is it going to cost me more money for something that could have taken me 10 minutes to do myself? That's very, very good point. Most people go for that $300 or $500 for something that would take me 10 minutes to do. But sometimes things will take me 6 hours to do, and someone on the other side of the world would do it for $20. It's very, very true. Ask anyone about that. You have to know what things to do yourself, or what things to learn how to do yourself, and then what things to hire people for, all right? It's very important. I know this chapter is about how to get your auction to take off like a rocket, but we wanted to talk about that really quick because you're probably going to be asking, should I buy that upgrade to get the exposure? Should I get that blog blast or that email blast or the Twitter post or whatever, for $200 or something like that? It might work. In fact, when I'm selling a site on Flippa, I buy those things over and over again, I'll tell you that. When I see my bids start to slow down, I buy another one. But that's usually if I'm gonna end up selling something for like $100,000. If you check out my Flippa account, I sell websites on there mostly. And all those websites, you better have believed it. I bought some of those upgrades, and I bought them over and over again. But that's if, every time I post a website on there, I'm getting people interested in offering me 20 grand, 30 grand, 50 grand, 70 grand. And I'm getting private messages with people saying, hey man, great auction, let me know if you don't hit the reserve or something like that. I'd be willing to pay 60 grand for it. I'm like, all right, cool. So I guess I'm gonna make 60 grand at least, no matter what. It's that type of thing. But definitely if you're selling something that is actually worth something like that, then it's a good idea to get the upgrades. If you're a little unsure about it, you might as well want to do that promotional work yourself. Create a quick YouTube video about the domain, or post on your Facebook, or post in a Facebook group, etc. All right, so that's the next rule, is promote the heck out of your auction. Next up, this is very important as well. Be honest in the comments. I know sometimes when you sell a site on Flippa, you're gonna have a lot of debate in that comment section. People are gonna ask, why are you selling it? They're also going to ask, why was there that dip in revenue, etc. Be honest in the comments, because you know what, if someone is being a little bit hostile or a little bit, out of line or unprofessional, don't be unprofessional, be professional. Say, hello, thank you for your interest. And then answer their question professionally, even though they're a little hostile or a little bit skeptical towards you. A lot of people in the comments that are reading that will also see that, you know what, heck, the seller is a cool guy. Two wrongs don't make a right. The next thing is never erase comments in the comments section. If someone's hostile and says, hey, Jamie Lewis is a jerk and his website is BS and this and that, don't erase that comment. Debate with that person. Sometimes you could lose your cool. I've lost my cool a couple times, but I'm not really a fan of erasing comments. The minute you start erasing people's comments, the bids are going to stop, and people are going to say, wow, that guy is dishonest. What is he hiding? All right, so that's another really, really good rule, is be honest in the comments. The next thing, of course, and I might have wanted to go over this first, but I'll save it for last, because this is very, very important, and it's going to make a good ending to this video. Make sure you price that domain correctly. Now you are going to end up a seller. You're going to end up that same skinny capitalist that you were looking at right now. And you're going to have to learn how to price your domains correctly. I know you're a newbie, but I'll tell you one thing, no one likes to be ripped off. And so make sure that you're giving your clients a lot of value. Someone who buys a domain name for you, heck, they might purchase it for 2,000 bucks. Was that domain really worth 2,000 bucks? I know everyone is really going crazy with their pricing and stuff, but a lot of the time, the way that we sell domains is with GoDaddy premiums. We're not even calling people on the phone that are targeted buyers. We're just throwing it out there and seeing what sticks. And when you do that, you know what? If you make it high priced and then you're really promoting it and really pushing it, what if people outsmart you as the seller and they say, hey dude, that domain is not worth that. It's probably not worth that to anyone. You've really priced your domain way too high. We've seen people try to sell domains that probably even with an outbound sale wouldn't sell for more than 500 bucks. They price it at 10,000 bucks. I'm not saying that if you have 3 buyers who are willing to pay 5,000, 7,000, and 10,000. And when you do an outbound call, you're going to tell that potential client, you're going to say, hey, just to let you know, I've got a buyer who's interested in purchasing this domain for 5,000. I've got another one who's interested in buying it for 7,000. That's fine, you're being honest. But you know what? If you don't have that interest in that domain, even if you were to do outbound calls and there's no real niche to it, it's really uncertain what it even is. It's not a keyword. Heck, it's not even really a brand name that makes much sense. You know what? It might just be a dud. These things definitely happen. I've seen some pretty bad domain names. So make sure to document and write down all of those rules. A little bit of what we went over. We talked about how to make your listing perfect, how to promote the heck out of that auction. Be totally honest in the comments and don't overprice your domain. So this is Jamie Lewis from Domainer Elite, and this is about how to make sure that your domain name auction takes off like a rocket. And I hope that you wrote everything down and you post your first domain tonight, and you take my advice, and you get your first $700 sale, and you're like, heck, I just paid my rent, or I paid my electricity bill or something like that. All right, so thanks very much. I'll see you in the next video.